And it's recording. So Randy, Toronto. Why pick this? Why pick Toronto rather than somewhere else? Because I know it's bigger. Well, it's allowed in Calgary and in Montreal.
Yeah.
Why go Toronto?
Well, I started doing work here about 2 years ago with the Fight Network, and immediately realized that the population base for mixed martial arts here, popularity, I should say, of mixed martial arts here in Toronto area is huge. There's huge turnouts for all of the events for the Fight Network, which is headquartered here in Toronto. And I think that led to me meeting Doug, and Doug runs System Fitness, and we kind of melded the two worlds together. This is our 7th Extreme Couture, our first one in Canada, and it just fits. I think, although it's not a legal sport in the province yet, I think it will be very soon. Again, there's a ton of great fighters. I have Chris Wardesky and Dominic and Sean Tompkins that all come from the London area, and some of those guys are going to be teaching here. They all come out of this area in Toronto, so it's just a huge place for MMA.
Why do you think it's taken so long for Ontario to even want? I mean, it's so rules based now. It's not the old years.
Yeah, and I think there's an education process there. I think some people are still entrapped and caught up in the old school mentality of boxing. I don't know all the history here in the province with the commission, but I know there is some history here with some things that have happened in the past that have made them a little leery about getting involved in mixed martial arts. So again, I just think it's going to take a little time to educate them about who we are and what our sport's all about, and I think our track record for injury and all those other things speaks for itself. So especially with Montreal being as successful as it was with their MMA endeavors with the UFC recently, puts a lot of pressure on the people here in the province to legalize this sport.
The first shot you took, because it's always, I mean, your first professional punch, your first professional anything. How did it feel? How did it get you? I mean,
well, fortunately, that happened in practice, in training. Coming from wrestling, where striking isn't part of the rules of engagement, that was the first thing I had to get used to, was somebody actually trying to punch me in the face. Your natural inclination is to, kind of flinch and shy away, and that's the last thing you want to do. Like so many things in fighting, your natural reaction is absolutely the thing you don't want to do. So you have to train your mind and your body to get used to seeing those punches, stay in the pocket, slip, move, parry, protect yourself. And that took a little time.
No, I mean, most people associate MMA with men, but I know a lot of women love it. So, yeah, I mean, my friend's been a jiu-jitsu, she's been into jiu-jitsu for about 10 years. So she'd like to know sort of how, is there a different approach to how you would be training women here? Would you be, and how do things differ when it comes to, are there differences? Are they treated exactly the same?
I think for the most part they're treated the same, and I think they should be. I think it's a great form of self-defense for women, because, especially Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because it highlights being a smaller opponent, potentially being at a disadvantage on the bottom, or in most attack scenarios. That's just kind of where women find themselves, unfortunately. My wife is fighting now. I've got several of our top fighters training at the Vegas Extreme Couture. So see how they train, I see their dedication and the technique and the desire and all those things that they bring to it, and they're just as dedicated as the men are. So I don't see why they should be treated any differently. We give them top-notch training and try and create opportunities for them. It's been a little slower going for the gals to get the recognition, be taken seriously, and to find opportunities to make a living at the sport.
Cool. One last question, same as Lisa's first. You have a doll. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a little weird, but I'm kind of excited about it. I think it's gotten a huge response, and people are into collecting that sort of thing. I mean, I had action figures as a kid, and I can imagine that I have my own action figures now.
Cool. I'm just going to grab a quick shot of that, and then I guess a staged little sort of shot, and then we'll. All right. So yeah, give us the standard.